getting into all kinds of stuff where I'm like, okay, that's not me. Like there's a scene where you're actually being very valiant. You're trying to help a woman out who's in a bad situation. She's in a house with kind of a violent guy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And you say, well, I knew she was in there with this tough guy, so I went out to my trunk of my car and popped it open, and I took out and you know the exact make
I do.
Make and model of the gun?
Yeah, it was an HK P7M13.
Okay, not the way I go. I go for a Glock. And harrowing tales that you have. There are moments where as your star rises and you're self-medicating and you're getting into all kinds of stuff where I'm like, okay, that's not me. Like there's a scene where you're actually being very valiant. You're trying to help a woman out who's in a bad situation. She's in a house with kind of a violent guy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And you say, well, I knew she was in there with this tough guy, so I went out to my trunk of my car and popped it open, and I took out and you know the exact make and model of the gun?
Yeah, it was an HK P7M13.
Okay, not the way I go. I go for a Glock M80 944/B, carry the 3.
They were sold out of those the day I bought the HK. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's whatever. I think of it always as a lady's handgun, but anyway. It shoots bubbles. What do you want? No, you.
Yeah, why was I so specific about that in the doc?
In the doc, it stood out to me like you rattle off the name of the gun and you chamber around and put it in your waistband. And I'm like, okay, you're an actor. What are you doing?
Well, rolling through a dangerous neighborhood, right? So I figured I should pack a little heat.
But it's in the trunk of your car.
Right. But it's still.
Could you pardon me for a minute, sir? I'll take care of you if you don't mind. I'll step out of the car. Get it in the trunk if you don't mind.
Yeah. Wait, all my wallet's in the trunk. Hey, buddy. No, but it still came in handy.
It did. Yeah.
That was a tough guy moment, though. That doesn't really speak to who I claim to be or want to be. Right. But it did feel dangerous enough that I needed to be armed.
Yes.
In that moment, in that creepy place to help her out.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I didn't have to shoot anybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's when it gets
you need confirmation on that?
I mean, it gets...
no, I say it would be good if you shot up the place.
Okay. But that's when it gets messy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do know.
And not like our Super 8 movies.
Right, right. Yeah. This is the real thing.
Is this disallowed? Are we not?
I don't see any issue with it.
I have no issue with it at all.
Just nicotine.
Yeah. No issue at all. I mean, I'm fine with it.
Vape away.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I was going to say he was doing something else since it's audio. Yeah. He said, "Is this okay?" And he started removing his clothes.
Can you imagine?
He just pulled out a Heckler & Koch 79B.
Is this okay if I fire upon Conan?
Yeah, with Sandy.
I'm not doing this in any particular order. It's just as things come to me.
That's all right.
And one of the things that comes to me is, makes me sad, but you are very evocative of another very handsome, very talented, extremely verbally funny person that I got to know a little bit, not super well, but Matthew Perry.
Oh, wow.
And he came on my show just as Friends was hitting, and he got there early. And I remembered us just chatting in 30 Rock in the hallway
and
taking a little walk
probably.
And laughing.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
I just thought, damn, this guy's so, as you are, verbally dexterous, funny. And then I find out that you guys actually became friendly before he passed away.
We did,
and which makes complete sense to me.
Sure. I wish that I had stayed in better touch with him, or just stayed more available. Or his orbit was a hard one to penetrate, or his ecosystem or whatever, which isn't unsurprising because when people need to be insulated to hide or protect the things that they're doing, the less people getting past the velvet rope, the better,
That makes sense.
But I read his book,
and
I read it in a day, and I started it, and I was like, okay, I don't want to do anything else until I finish this. And then I wanted to reach out to him. And then, kids and stuff and life. And I was like, I'll call him tomorrow. I'll call him next week. But I wanted to just congratulate him and have a laugh about how I was included in his book.
Yeah.
That there's one line where he says, fuck Charlie Sheen. I'm going to be just as famous one day. He was using me like I used Emilio and Rob and Dad and the rest of them, and I never got to reach out and first of all, thank him for that and congratulate him on the book. And then he, I think, died a month after I read it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was there was a moment in my childhood. There was a coffee house in Malibu, and it sits like it was there for years, and they finally tore it down, like they get rid of everything cool, right? And I think I was 11 or 12. I had decided that Jaws was the greatest film ever made, right? And I saw it in the movie theater 100 times, like in a movie theater, because it played in theaters for a year or longer. So anyway, in the middle of that, probably 40 showings into that, right? Dad drops me off at that diner, and I go and sit down. He says, "I'll park the car and I'll join you in a minute," right? So I'm waiting for him, and a person sits down next to me, and I turn and look at him, and it's Roy Scheider.
Oh, wow.
It's Chief Brody.
Yeah.
And I'm frozen. I don't know what to do. I literally don't. There's no languages available. I'm 12, you know?
Yeah.
And then he was there just briefly. Dad took a while with the car. They knew each other from New York. That introduction could have been like, "Oh, hey, by the way, it's my son," right? He leaves, Dad shows up, and I say, "Chief Brody was just here," right? And he says, "It's too bad. I know him. I could have introduced you." So then I never got to tell him that, right? And I was always like, Jesus, if I ever saw, if I ever see him out in the world, then, I'll say, wow, as a child in this thing. But during 2.5, Holland Taylor, who played my mom, she knew him. And so she got that message to him.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, before he passed, But it was another one of those things. It was with Matthew that it was kind of, it reminded me of the Scheider missed opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah. Matthew wrote very honestly about his experiences, and must have rang a lot of bells with you about those demons and what it's like.
Oh, yeah.
To have that kind of, to be wrestling with that level of addiction.
Yes. And his story, I think, took us more through a lot of the, just a lot of the stuff that he dealt with, specifically with rehabs and with detoxes and with that whole world that tends to cycle people. You know what I'm saying? That sort of the business model is to rely on relapse. Yeah. And I'm going to get yelled at for saying that, but it's really true, And then they
can probably happen insidiously, where it starts out one way, but then things can become a business.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you want to return customers sometimes. And I'm asking, I'm not telling, because I don't know.
Yes, that is accurate.
Okay. Well, the lawsuit's on you then.
That's fine. It's fine.
Once again,
add it to the stack.
There's actually 7 stacks behind you of lawsuits.
But I could relate to a lot of that, and just being at the mercy of people all the time, and just giving up your power and giving up your agency and giving up just the light that makes you special, and it just being dimmed, Plus, I never did the freaking drug that he,
Was it
ketamine?
Ketamine,
yeah.
Ketamine.
The other same stuff.
Well, this is another story that's fascinating. You say you give a verbal commitment, or you sign a contract to do Grizzly 2 Revenge.
Right. It was originally called Grizzly 2 The Predator. Just for any cinephiles out there that think I'm violating the true spirit of the Grizzly franchise.
I'm just going to tell you.
I'm besmirching the great
Matt Gorley
Grizzly
saw
name.
Grizzly 2 Revenge in the theater 75 times.
I'll thank you to respect the sanctity of my favorite film series, regardless of whether you were in it. I'm out of here.
I move to dismiss.
Motion denied.
But this is the crazy story. So you've said, yes, I'll do Grizzly 2 Revenge, which, by the way, also stars George Clooney and
Laura Dern.
Yeah. So there a lot of great talent came out of Grizzly 2. And the Bear has gone on to...
he has.
Now
he's got that whole honey company. That's stupid. That was stupid.
He's the Paul Newman of
Grizzly.
That was useless.
He's the Paul Newman of honey.
Yeah.
All profits go to me. But you say you're going to do that, and then you get this call that they want you to be the star of The Karate Kid.
That happened, yes.
And take it.
So I think it was on a Friday, and I went and I auditioned with Abelson, correct? We have a research team here. Yeah, with John Abelson. Yeah. And I thought the audition was a disaster.
Right.
And it was the scene where he wakes up from the beating of the bullies, right?
Yep.
And he wakes up to this this mystical sensei, right?
Yeah.
And so to Pat Morita.
Yeah.
And then the dialogue was kind of stilted and didn't really have any kind of flow, and like it did in that scene, but it's not supposed to. That's kind of their first encounter, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So there should be a little tentative
exactly.
awkwardness,
Yeah. And I thought I tanked it, and I on the drive home, I was like, all right, let's just park that and just do better next time, And I get to Glennis Liberty's apartment in Santa Monica. She was my very first agent, right? Who actually got her agent's license because I decided that like I was going to become an actor.
Wow.
And she was a friend of my mom's, but she worked for Pollock and Redford, and she knew her way around. And so we would usually have like a chalk talk at the end of the day of auditions and stuff like that. And she was on the street, like looking for me. And I thought somebody had died, and I pull up and she like runs right up to me and she's like crying and babbling and just so excited. I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, slow down. What's going on? And she said, they need you in karate training on Monday.
You got the part.
Well, I'm like, well, hold on. Today's Friday. So, and she's like, yes. You're going to be the Karate Kid. It's like the biggest film in town, right? And I'm like, okay, but I have to. I got the thing with the bear. I got the Predator thing.
And where is that shooting? That shooting in Budapest.
Budapest, yeah. And not like when it's cool to be in Budapest,
Yeah.
And so she said, well, I'm sure there's a way to get you out of that. And what should I tell him? And I said, I just tell him that maybe if we could just have the weekend, So I took the weekend and went to Dad, and I said, hey, I got this amazing opportunity, like a career-making move, this giant movie that I think is, it's got hit written all over it. It's a game changer. And he says, and I said, so help me out, give me like a cool way to get out of the grizzly thing. And he didn't even offer anything in that regard. He just said, well, so you gave them your word, right? And I'm like,
the grizzly people.
Yeah. I'm like, well, yeah, but it's the thing with the bear in Budapest. It's totally forgettable. Anyone can get eaten by a bear, Dad, right? And he's like,
I've narrowly beat out a side of ham.
Exactly. And he said, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about that, one big film is in this business is not going to carry you as far as being known as a man of their word. So I had to sell that to Glennis, and she was like, yeah, have you lost your mind? And then after a while she agreed with Pop. And so
how was it when Karate Kid comes out and it's huge? That must have stung a little bit.
A lot of it.
Did you go and
a lot of it?
Did you go and see it in the theater with the bear? I picture both of you. Oh, you fucked up. It's just got a big paw.
Exactly.
You're taking more than your share. You're splitting up.
They offered me the part of Miyagi.
The bear could have been Miyagi. This is great. The bear was supposed to be Miyagi. You were supposed to be
amazing.
Ralph Macchio. The whole thing's
amazing.
fucked.
Oh my God.
But he went with, everyone just sees me as the thing that chases people and eats things because I'm a bear. But anyway,
I saw it in the movie theater, like on a Friday night. And it was interesting. It was a strange mashup of intense jealousy, right? And missed opportunity, all that stuff. But